Oh, Shisui isn't shit. Shisui Uchiha is not shit. Ladies and gentlemen, my God. Stick around to the end because the end of this chapter, you're going to find out first hand how Shisui is not shit. We always looked at Shisui as the purest of the Uchiha. When Tobirama spoke of the Uchiha curse, we just thought he was just the worst person who didn't know anything he was talking about. That he was just an Uchiha hater that was filled with hatred and racism and discrimination for the Uchihas, being that he is a Senju. But that could be further from the truth about Tobirama Senju, because I do not believe that's the case. I believe he is a very intellectual man who saw something within the Uchiha that needed to be flushed out, understood, and acknowledged by everybody within the Land of Fire and within the Leaf Village, because Shisui, the one we consider the purest, I mean, out of everybody who we talked about, we're not going to act like Tobirama wasn't correct. You had Fugaku and the Uchiha compound planning a coup. You had Obito Uchiha, who summoned the nine-tailed fox to attack the entire Leaf Village and started a world war because a girl that didn't even like him died. You had Madara, who tried to take over the Leaf Village also and used Obito within the war again after coming back to life. Who am I missing? Itachi, genocide. Who am I missing? Oh, I forgot Sasuke. How could I forget Sasuke? We all know what Sasuke did throughout the entirety of the series. He basically embodied the Uchiha curse. And then we had Shisui, who we thought was pure, devoid of the Uchiha curse. But that could be further from the truth. But that's at the end of the chapter. I just wanted to point that out. Now, let me take a pause. Breaking news. If you remember where we left off with Itachi's story chapter 4, Itachi and Shisui had just finished Itachi's test mission, so to speak, given by Danzo. He was tasked with catching and assassinating a spy that was delivering information to the Hidden Mist Village by the name of Mukai Kohinata, who was indeed a Hyuga. And the result of that mission was Shisui casting his Mangekyou sharingan ability on Mukai Kohinata, trapping him in a genjutsu, which then led to him having a suppressed genjutsu that was to activate if he was ever to fall under an enemy's genjutsu, in which he took out a kunai, committed seppuku, and basically said to Itachi and Shisui that everything he did was his own doing. It was not his family's, and it was not the Hyuga clan's doing. It was all on him. The beginning of chapter 5 kicks off with Itachi being a part of a team now that he's assigned to, and the task that him and the team are to undertake is to observe a discussed alliance between the Land of Fire and the Land of Frost. Now this inevitably goes bad, and the Land of Frost ninjas kill one of the Land of Fire ninjas, which then turns Itachi and Team Row to retaliate and kill the Land of Frost ninja who killed, the Hidden Leaf ninja, which is understandable. Kakashi and Tenzo and Suguro take it a step further and like, nah, fuck that, and then they just kill everybody, because it wasn't just ninja who were a part of this alliance. It was probably diplomats that were also there and just, spokespersons for the respective villages. But Kakashi, Tenzo, and Suguro were like, nah, we're not having it, so they just kill everybody. And this really shed a light on Kakashi when he was a child, and we forget just how much of a fuck Kakashi did not give because of everything that went down with his father and Obito and Rin. He was really on a dark path that I don't think the Kakashi Gaiden anime filler really touched on. I mean, it did touch on it, but not to the degree that we're seeing here in Itachi's story Midnight. I mean, him killing people who had nothing to do with an altercation, that's almost taboo to Kakashi right now. And I would like to have seen a little bit further in detail what truly pulled Kakashi out of this dark place. We flash forward and Itachi is in another meeting with all the Uchiha, and at this point the other Uchiha are fed up with him. They are really becoming suspicious of him and where his allegiance lies, because if you remember, they wanted Itachi to work within the military and within the police force that basically all the Uchiha do after they graduate the academy. But you remember, he wanted to become an Anbu Black Ops ninja to work his way up to becoming Hokage. It becomes very obvious that the Uchiha don't trust him, and because Fugaku notices the pressure that is weighing on his shoulders between his work as an Anbu ninja, and also the fact that he is also planning a coup that is about to happen, Fugaku, being an honest, father, sees his son in this mental battle and pulls him to the side and was like, quote, "Do what you think is best, son, even if that means going against the clan," end quote. In which Itachi vows to never let someone else make a decision about his life from then on, which Fugaku finds warming to hear. But I really have to tell you, after reading these light novels and listening to how Fugaku speaks to Itachi, you can't help but feel for the guy, because he truly just wants equality for his clan, and he wants what's best for his kids in terms of their future and the future of his, grandkids that would, kinda he would never see again. Flash forward. After the meeting, we're greeted by Shisui and Itachi as they are having a secret conversation in the middle of the night outside of the village. Hold on, let me back up. I don't think it's outside the village, but they are outside the Uchiha compound. This is evident because it was stated that Itachi taught Shisui how to navigate the Uchiha compound and avoid all the hidden cameras. This is where we learn that the other Uchiha suspect Itachi of being a dirty ninja, and they assign Shisui to follow and investigate him. Shisui also pointed out that it was not his father who gave him the order, but the other Uchiha that work alongside Fugaku that are also leading the coup. So basically Fugaku's right hand and left hand man that assist him with planning the coup gave Shisui the orders. And because they hold just as high a rank as Fugaku within this coup planning, Shisui had to obey the orders, or they would have started suspecting him as being aligned with Itachi and his ideals, and siding with the village. Shisui is going to be likely... It's here where we really start to see Shisui moving and proposing him using his Mangekyou sharingan ability, Kodo Matsukami, on Fugaku to change his mind and make him oppose the coup. As the coup's ringleader, Fugaku will undoubtedly sway the clan in the end. However, Shisui anticipates that the coup's most ardent supporters will try to blame Itachi for Fugaku's change of heart if he is there. So, because of this, Shisui wants it to be to where Itachi does not attend the final meeting before, the vote is attend the final meeting before the coup is supposed to start. Now let's pause right there. I want everybody to keep in mind that Shisui has already been green-lighted by the third Hokage to go through with his plan if Itachi had failed. Well, it's the night before the meeting and Itachi has indeed failed to resolve this issue his way. So Shisui now has to step in and intervene. Let's continue with the chapter review. So Shisui plans to use his Kodo Matsukami on Fugaku immediately before the Uchiha's meeting, and right as we're about to hear more details, he is summoned before Danzo shortly before this is to happen, where Danzo reveals that he already knows of Shisui's plan, and he explained that changing Fugaku's mind will only postpone the coup, as there are too many who support Fugaku's initial plan to overthrow the Leaf Village in the Land of Fire. Shisui begins arguing that it's worth the effort when Danzo cuts him off, stating that he could make much better use of Shisui's Mangekyou sharingan and the Kodo Matsukami, and by the time Shisui realizes what Danzo intends, he has already been paralyzed by Sugaru's insects. And it's important to keep in mind that Sugaru is a part of the Aburame clan, and all of the Aburame clan's insects possess a different ability. I'm actually still surprised to hear on Facebook and Twitter and other social media platforms of people who believe that Shisui is still alive and that he's somewhere he's apparently just a blind old man wandering around the Naruto universe and never made a return to the Leaf Village or anything of that nature. But it's been debunked for a while that there's no way he could be alive, and this book says it straight up that Sugaru's insect's specialty is poison. Now, after he's paralyzed with the insect's poison is confirmed that it will kill Shisui, in a short while, giving Danzo time to take his eye while he is paralyzed. So he plucks Shisui's right eye, but Shisui manages to escape before his left eye can be taken. And I think we saw that in the Naruto filler. He activates his Susanoo and he manages to get away. That's when Danzo orders Sugaru and the other root agents to kill him, fearful that what Itachi might do if and when he hears about what he has done to Shisui and snatching his right eye. Now, Shisui at this point was on his way to meet with Itachi, and while Itachi is waiting for Shisui at the same location as the previous conversation, he expects that it will take a few hours until Shisui arrives at the location, okay? He knows that he's late, but he's still hopeful that he's going to show up. So when he finally does arrive, when we all saw this in the anime, ladies and gentlemen, when he finally does arrive at the location, he's surprised that Shisui appears literally right before the meeting. So I don't think it was explained in the anime, but Itachi was waiting there, and what he thought was Shisui was at the meeting already. So when Shisui shows up, Itachi's like, what are you doing here? The meeting's going on right now. Why are you here? That's when Shisui reports his failure to Itachi and that he could not use his Kodo Matsukami on Fugaku due to Danzo's interference, and that the coup is now unavoidable and Itachi's the last hope for the village in the Land of Fire. This is where Shisui entrusts his remaining eye to Itachi in case it will prove useful, and so that Danzo cannot have it. He calls on a passing crow, implants his eye within it, and instructs it to follow Itachi for as long as he lives. This is when you see him cast the Genjutsu on the crow itself. And this is when Shisui explains that he awakened his Mangekyou sharingan Kodo Matsukami and how you unlock the sharingan altogether. This is when we find out that Shisui really isn't shit. I'm just going to be honest with you. As great as he seemed, as much as people love him, he isn't shit. And he fell for the Uchiha curse. Just as the second Hokage says, all Uchiha inevitably fall. We find out that Shisui unlocked his Mangekyou Sharingan by killing his best friend. Shortly after the Third Shinobi World War ended, he and his friend were on a mission that was much too difficult for Genin as they were at the time. While being pursued by the enemy forces, Shisui's friend fell behind and he did not make an effort to go back and save him. He also clarifies that while he might not have literally killed his friend, he confessed he was jealous of the boy's ability and that the jealousy motivated his refusal to help him. The guilt he felt was enough to awaken his Mangekyou Sharingan, and he reiterates that he will die from Sugaru's poison. This is where I'm kind of like seeing, okay, so there's going to be a long ass pause here, and he's probably just staring at Itachi with his good eye. And he gives Itachi the opportunity to kill him, to unlock his Mangekyou Sharingan. Itachi's hesitant at first, but he shortly begins to approach Shisui, doing his best to keep his tears at bay. And this is when Shisui confides to Itachi that he believes Itachi's abilities are great enough to change the world someday, and that he is glad to have met Itachi, and that he trusted him to handle the rest moving forward. We never saw it in the anime, but I can only imagine that Itachi pushed Shisui over the cliff. That's what I'm going to assume. Once Itachi feels that Shisui is dead, he feels the Mangekyou power pulsing within his eyes, which he then vows to use to stop the clan. And this is the end of chapter 5, ladies and gentlemen. I can't express enough that Shisui is not shit. This was... wow. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. It's sad because, you know, Shisui was looked at as the purest of the Uchiha, at least by my eyes. If you stacked all the Uchiha up right next to each other, excluding Sarada at this point, but if you stacked them all up next to each other, Shisui was always looked at as the purest. I mean, Itachi assassinated his whole clan. Sasuke went absolutely mad. Madara absolutely mad. Fugaku was planning a coup. Obito was hell-bent on starting a war for a girl. Who else am I missing? That's about it. That's about it. Every Uchiha that really got a solid arc or a solid appearance in the anime or the manga, Shisui was looked at as the purest of them all, who was ready to sacrifice it all. He did sacrifice it all. I mean, he had poison, yeah, but I feel as though if Shisui had reported to the third Hokage, he could have ordered the Aburame clan to cure him, like expediently. I mean, that's a possibility that could have occurred, but it didn't. And I understand why he didn't do it. He needed to make sure that Danzo never got his Sharingan, which would have been a problem. Could you imagine Danzo with Kodo Matsukami having both eyes at his disposal, having the Uchiha clan's strongest genjutsu, strongest Sharingan, strongest Mangekyou Sharingan genjutsu, Kodo Matsukami, both of them, and Hashirama cells, and an armful of Sharingans. Oh my goodness. Sasuke wouldn't have won. Sasuke wouldn't have won. You're talking about a genjutsu so strong it could put a Sharingan user under its control. It could put a Byakugan user under its control. That is some scary shit to think about. If Danzo had gotten both of them, there really was no solid option at this point. He gave it to Itachi. Itachi made great use of it, and at that point, it was really no need for him to continue living. So he entrusted it all to Itachi. I commend him for that, but that does not change the fact that he still isn't shit. And Shisui is just faced with making a bunch of very hard choices, but I mean, there's still no excuse for you not saving one of your comrades. I mean, damn, you hated a man just because he was better than you? I mean, the same thing happened with Sasuke, really. Naruto started to get ahead of him, and he hated him for it. So much to where he left the village. He almost killed him. And keep this in mind. I know Sasuke said, I didn't kill you that day because I didn't want to follow Itachi's orders. But we're not going to forget that you pile drove this nigga Naruto off of a cliff headfirst into the bedrock underneath you. If he didn't have the QB, he would have been dead right then and there. No question about it. But I've rambled on enough at the end of this. This is Itachi's Story Midnight Chapter 5 review. If you are new, go post ultra and smash that subscribe button. Like the video, share the video, comment on the video, and like always, keep it safe and rap it tight. I'm out.
Bro, you wanna fucking sit there all goddamn day? Bro, how hard do I have to fucking go for a dub? Yeah, I think he's having. This game's too sweaty nowadays.